Hi. So finally, we have a project here that has more complicated wiring than the code. If you do this more because of the software, don't worry, there's still plenty things you can do here. So we used LEDs, but this is kinda different. Today's goal is to display whatever you want using an Arduino. So here's the wiring. I get it, it's a complete mess. I know you don't understand it. I don't too, but if you go step by step and use this schematic, you should get it right. Double check everything. One cable is wrong and it won't work, so it's really important. And yeah, here's the result. Inspire and invent. And now here is the timer of the Arduino. We use this is called potentiometer, you might have seen it everywhere. So we use it to dim it or brighten it, like this. And yeah, it works. I'm using these two extra cables to power the Arduino. I'm using a 9V battery. If you don't know how, go watch, I don't know which mission it is, but somewhere I talk about how to use 9V batteries to power your Arduino projects. And yeah, any message you want here can be here, and here's the timer. If this project isn't working, it might be because of the bad wiring. It's really messy, but if you go step by step, you should have it right. Okay, so the code. Now, we have the code here. The only important part is from here to here. All the green stuff, you don't need to worry about it. It's only comments, it doesn't do anything. It's not important, it's only for you to better understand the code. So firstly, there's this. It's something called library. We use it almost in every Arduino project. If we are using some more complicated parts, like now, LCDs, we use something called library. It's this pre-programmed kind of addition to the language, coding language, of course. And yeah, it helps us with new commands, and thanks to it we can do we can do the things that we want to do with the component itself. So we use include, hashtag include, and then the name of the library, .h, because that's the file. Now we need to define the pins where we connected the Arduino to. You don't need to worry about this completely. It doesn't matter now. Just know that we use something called integer, int, to define numbers. So first variable is rs and the value is 12 because we connected it to the 12th pin, and so on and so on and so on. So now where we have these variables en, d4 and so on, we can use them to define what we do with them. So we define that we connected the LCD to those pins, to those variables. Now the void setup, I've told you before, the void setup is one of two main parts of every Arduino code. Firstly, we need to say what the LCD is. So we say that LCD begins 16 and 2. It means that it's the parameters of the display itself. So it has 16 pins in columns and 2 rows. So yeah, and then what we want to actually do with the LCD is to print some given message, and the message is inspire or end event. We can do anything we want. We can write here hello or anything we want, but I'm gonna keep there this because it's nice. And yeah, we have a message. Now if we would upload the code only with this, it would work, it would be nice and everything, but we want something more complicated, right? This is nothing. So what we want to do is we want to print some numbers that are gonna be constantly changing, because if we would print this, nothing would change and this would be there forever. So what we do is actually we set the cursor. If you can really think of it as any display. Now when I play with the cursor here, I can do anything. We will set it to 0 and 1, which is like the first position, almost the first position. It's actually the first position in the row, but in the column, but the second position in the. You will see it's complicated. I can't really explain it. So we will just set the position of the cursor, and now we will print the message that we want to print. Now, what are we gonna print there? Something that will be constantly changing. Like what? I don't know, some kind of timer, I guess. So, how do timers work in the Arduino? Well, we can use this function called mileys, I don't know. It's it's a really important function. You will use it in a lot of projects. It's actually a timer of the Arduino, so it will time how long the Arduino is running, but in milliseconds. So, we don't want some thousands number there, that's gonna be really confusing, so we have to divide it by 1000, because 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So now we will have the number, which will be the timer of the Arduino running. And yeah, that's the whole code. I mean, we have the void loop part, void setup part, and the next part, which is just, variables and libraries sometimes. If you're gonna be doing more, more complicated projects, not now, but someday, hopefully, you will have to download the library, but now with the Arduino, this is pre-programmed, pre-downloaded, so everything should be okay. And yeah, that's it from the code part. I mean, it's not that long, but there are a couple new stuff here, like millis and everything with LCD. This project is already kinda advanced, so if you don't get it, don't worry, you are not supposed to. Now you can make messages or signs or whatever you want, and that's actually kinda cool. But that's also all from me, and goodbye.